everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. We have made it through another week. Yeah, we have. Has your week been crafting and having fun, or did life get in the way and you just kind of looked at your yarn longingly like, it's a good cleansing breath. It is. I did both. It's really kind of funny. I'm looking through right before turning on the camera, it's like, let me try to gather around me in stacks and mountains and piles and stuff so it's within reach so I can have everything that I've worked on this week. And I've both worked on a bunch and I didn't. I know that doesn't make a lot of sense. I get that. It's like, I thought I did a massive amount, and then there were things that I completely forgot I had even started. Yeah, like my granddaughter's cat. Yeah, that. Yeah, it's in the same state. It is. It's in pieces, and I know where the other yarn is, which is cool. Yay. I'm probably gonna have to look at my video if I don't have my crochet hook with it. Probably used a G. I think so. Yeah. So I can finish it because it's over halfway done. I've got. Well, I might as well. Okay, it's buried. It's on my table and it's buried. Remember, I got arms and what else? Is that all I'm gonna get to show? Just get to show the arms? Do I have a head or a tail? Oh, here's the body. Okay, I don't know where everything's at. So I have arms and I have a body and there's a head. I don't know where the head is. I don't know where it's around here. I got a pile of like Amigurumi parts right underneath the camera. Yeah, so it's around here. I'll get to it. So I'm glad I'm doing this video because it reminded me, there you go. And her birthday is coming up. Her birthday is the 24th of August. That's my youngest granddaughter, and she'll be 2. She did not specifically request this. Her mommy requested it for her. But, if her mommy said anything that Nana's going to make something, then Nana better come through, right? Anyone who has children, little kids, don't make a promise and don't come through, man. I'm telling you, they will hold you to that and it will be just meltdown. So, yeah, I forgot about that. I completely 100% forgot about that I was making that. Yeah. But that's how I am with Amigurumi. I like them. I have a lot of Amigurumi books. I really do. Both knit and crochet. And I was just at a local yarn store today. The yarn crawl. Yeah. I'll talk about that in another video. But there was the cutest. It was knit. This one was knit. Like I said, I do both knit and crochet. And I make both knit and crochet for Amigurumi. But this one was a cute little knit pig, and it was the most adorable thing ever, and I'm just swooning over this. I'm like, I want to make that now. Are you crazy? What is it with me with Amigurumi? They sucker me in like that. They do every time. They are so adorable, and if I don't make all the pieces and sew it together right then, they have an opportunity and a chance to end up like Layla right here, right? Layla's over a decade old. Yeah. She's cute. The pattern has a body. Layla does not have a body. She's adorable. Yeah. So that's a real thing. So I guess I'm saying that I'm really happy that I'm doing this video because I remember the cat. But there you go. So it is what it is. I was working on some bigger projects. Bigger projects take longer. That's the nature of that. You don't see the progress as quickly, but boy, when you finally get it done, oh my gosh, that is just such a relief. And if you're anything like me, you're ready to start a new big project as soon as you finish the other one, or before you finish the other one. That's what I do. It might not be the brightest thing, but it makes me happy. Yeah. And you're kind of here for that, right? The whole yarn thing and what kind of shenanigans and antics am I going to get into next? Yeah. So I did put some work into my sweater, which is wonderful. Did I get as much done on it as I'd like? No, I didn't. But I got about that much. Okay. One of the things I commented on is 1 stitch counts. We tend to beat ourselves up. You know what? The world will beat you up. You do not need to beat yourself up. That's what other people are for. They're going to do it for you. So don't make their job easy. Don't do it. Don't beat yourself up. So here is my Scandens, I think that's how you say it, sweater. And as you can see, I am just on the bottom sleeves, and it's just as long as I choose to make it. I have used all of my yellow. This is Arcane Fiberworks yarn. The yellow is Busy Bee. I've used all of that. And then this is charcoal, and this is what I have left. I've used 4 hanks. This is my 4th. This is what I have left of my 4th ball. And love this. This is my 2nd time doing a full yoked sweater like this, and all that color work and carrying your yarn. I mean, I'm in love. It fits perfectly. I'm getting better. Here, I'm gonna show you the flaws. Why not, right? We're friends here. It's okay. It's not necessarily flaws. I'm not the best yet, right? Yet at changing the color on the rose. I know there's tutorials for jogless color changes and everything else. I just haven't mastered it, you know? So you can see, let's see, right, yeah, you can see that. Oh, right here, that's where I changed my color and stuff. I mean, it's not horrible, but because I made it, it sticks out. But it's on the back, so I'm not looking at my back, so I'm good, right? I wouldn't put that on the front or something like that, but that's where I'm doing my color changes, and you can see I did the best I could. It's okay. That's the only reason I show that, is to show you that, you know, none of us are perfect. We're all learning, you know, and if it's not store quality, truthfully, do you really want store quality? You know what I'm getting at. It's fine. You made it. You made it with love. You're doing the best that you possibly can. You're creating something and it's making you happy. At least when I create things, it makes me happy. So yeah, I'm going to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly, or the, you know, whatever. It's not ugly. It's just different. So I did put some work into it. Yay. My husband's sweater, this one is the Malabrigo. Look at that. Ooh, we've got light. I'm actually doing my video earlier. Look at that, the light from the window shining on it. This yarn, with any amount of sunshine, practically glows. It does. This is my 3rd hank knit into this. The yarn is called Worsted, and the colorway is Pecas, P-E-C-A-S, I believe. It's a worsted weight superwash merino wool yarn. Absolutely stunning. And look what I did. Yes. Okay, so anyone that buys their yarn in hanks, I got my bag, right? Buys their yarn in hanks, you know that has to be wound. I don't get it wound in the store. They'd be more than happy to wind it for me. I get that. I leave it like this. It's generally better to leave it in the hank form until you're about ready to use it, because leaving it like this, it can stretch the yarn out. You know, to leave it stored like this, you know. But all right, so I wind it as I need it. Well, I finished my 3rd skein, and it has lasted, I think, between skein 1 and 2 or something like that. It was multiple days. I didn't wind it, right? And this is such a mindless knit. Oh my gosh, it's the perfect thing. And it's worsted weight yarn, and it's on size 8 needles, so it works up really fast. So the last thing I want is for it to be delayed because I was too lazy, too lazy to actually get out my stuff and wind it. Yes. So that's exciting. It's wound, I'm ready. See, I mean, isn't it pretty? Oh my gosh. And my husband's really looking forward to it. You know, yeah, it's crazy. His 3rd sweater I am working on for him in less than 2 years, which is amazing because, you know, I had a sweater drought for over a decade. I wasn't making sweaters for anybody. And now I'm just, everything I look at is, oh, that would make a lovely sweater, wouldn't it? That would be absolutely amazing. How much do I need for a sweater quantity? Yeah. I'd say I have a problem, but that would say that I actually wanted to cure said problem. And I don't really want to cure said problem. I was out with my friends earlier today, like I said, yarn crawl, and we were talking about that. And yeah, none of us want to cure this affliction at all. No. It makes us happy. There you go. And there's worse things that we could be doing. The rent's still getting paid. Okay. I'm not spending the rent money. Okay. So we're good. Yeah. So that was fantastic. And working on my Christmas presents, because it is already in August and it's definitely time to work on Christmas presents. Last week you got to see this sock. Yeah, I didn't finish it yet, but I did. Let me untangle it. I did. Okay. So here's my blue. I got the orange. Oh, tangled mess. Oh, okay, skein down. But here we go. So I have turned the heel on the second one. So that is right here. Oh my gosh, aren't those cool? And my oldest son, he saw these and he's like, ooh, who are those for, Mom? And I already made his, right? His are this. His were the first ones that I did. That's his, because he's got the biggest feet. And you know, let's get the ones that, you know, out of the way. So he really liked these. I made sure that they're gonna fit him, and he's gonna end up getting a pair for his birthday and Christmas. His birthday's the beginning of January, so they still have to get done at pretty much the same time, right? That's just how that works. So this is gonna be his. I'm already turned. That's what's called turning the heel. Oh, wow. There you go. So that's fantastic. Last week I didn't have these started. Now I've got that halfway done. Oh, wow. And that's the 5th pair I'm working on. Yeah, I've got 4 finished pair. So really excited about that. And because I was so close, I went ahead and I started another pair because I like variety. I like, you know, I don't know if that makes me finish things faster or makes me just have a whole lot of whips everywhere that I don't touch and I forget about. Yeah, we're not going to dissect that. We're not. It's that, yeah, we're not dissecting that. So this is another yarn that I like using. This is Signature. This is West Yorkshire Spinners. This is another wool blend. This, let me see, 75% wool, 25% nylon. It's a good, hardy feeling yarn. I like it. I've used it multiple times. Love that purple. I thought that was just going to be just even stripes of purple. Oh no, it's so much prettier. Well, my opinion anyway. Okay, I just lost the body again. No wonder I keep losing things. Look at that. So you got that little bit of overlapping before the next color. And I am down to, that's the heel flap. This is going to go for one of the girls. And I don't have the different colored heel for this one in the cuff. I'm just using the yarn as is. And I like it. I think it's going to be stunning. I think, well, it doesn't have to be for all the girls, but whoever picks it that it fits. And I'm thrilled. So I am currently working on socks. What is it? For 5 and 6. Pairs 5 and 6, and right now I'd like to give the option to give for both birthday and Christmas to my 3 kids and their spouses and my husband, right? So that's the minimum. Everyone else that I give socks to, just the Christmas socks, but for my, you know, immediate family like that, I would like to do that. So I have to get them done. That's how that works, right? You can't give things away that you don't have. That's that, yeah. So thrilled with that. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. And let's see what else. Let me see, where's my little list right here? A hubby sweater. Oh, I know what you're thinking of. The purple socks, mine. Oh, I did something else. And then I'm going to show the one that you're like, hey lady, I saw this yesterday. Why aren't you bringing that one up? I'll show that one too. Yeah, that's a good hint. So my friend got this, I don't know, let me pull it up. Let me pull up the picture. Northern Lights. This is a hat. Sent me, you know, sent the picture of this. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? That is so pretty. Now, that hat is, it's a paid for pattern on Ravelry. Right now it's $5, you know, so I don't know if they ever have any sales or anything like that. I'm not affiliated. Let me look at the crown of the hat. And then look at the top of the hat. That is so pretty. And it's made in 3 colors. Okay, so you're knitting that in the round. You're using a color changing yarn, and that's actually a dark navy. It looks like it's black to me, but it says dark navy. So my friend, being absolutely wonderful, was putting in an order with Knit Picks because it said it was Knit Picks yarn, and bought 3 kits worth. It's not really a kit, but she bought enough for 3 hats. So she kept yarn for herself to make one, and it gave a full set to me and to one of our other friends. And of course she had to, you know, I mean, if you're putting in an order, you have to get free shipping. No, you don't, but you do. And so she got some other things, you know, treated herself. I don't blame her. That's amazing. So she shows up with this. Okay, let me untangle. Oh no, yarn ball down. So she shows up with this, and this is the exact stuff that the yarn shows. So you've got the Swish in the navy, the Knit Pick Swish worsted weight, and then this one right here is in bear color, maybe the bear, I don't know. Bear is in no color, not bear is in, you know, teddy bear. Okay, and then the colored one that keeps wanting to roll away because it's in the ball shape. Set that down. Oh, stop. And then I'll show you the hat. It's the Chroma worsted weight. This is a roving style here. Like, that's not the same. Yeah, it is. Look, see? Yeah. So depending on where you start, because you're not using a whole bunch, you're going to get a little of this, a little of that, and then a little of that pink towards the top. So you're not using very much of this yarn. And then you're doing, let's see, around the colors there, those stripes, that's duplicate stitch with that white afterwards. It's really quite the unique pattern. All right, so it's got a lot of different techniques to it. I'm like, I can do that. And you know, all these crazy hats everywhere are just the new in thing. They really are. Okay, I'm losing stitches. All right, let me pick up those stitches. One moment, please. All right, there we go. So I started this as soon as she handed me the stuff. I had the needles, I had the yarn in hand because, hello, she just handed it to me. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So I'm doing the bottom graph part here, and you can see my floats. Yeah, so that's kind of nice. Do you notice anything about that? Like, who's that gonna fit? Yeah. So the pattern is interesting. It's got, I think you're casting on an orb, it's 96 or 97 stitches. Either way, it's less than 100. And you're using size 3s. All right, on a worsted weight yarn. Okay, I'll play your game. And that's what this is. So it's like a child's hat. And then for the color work portion and the rest of the hat, you're going up to size 4s. That's tiny. That's, I'm like, I'll go with it. That's tiny. It might fit one of my grandkids. Let me look at this. That is tiny. Now it talks about gauge and getting gauged and everything else, blah, 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 whatever. It's a hat. But with that needle size and worsted weight yarn, you are not going to get the gauge they're talking about. It's going to be a beautiful hat, but it's going to fit a kid. So then I'm going to have to make a second hat. I did go up to size 5s with the rest of the hat, you know, a little bit bigger. And yeah, that's going to make a nice little bit of a difference, but not much. So this is going to be a kid's hat. Do I have, oh, if I would have had a try-on cord right here, I would take it off and show you what that's going to look like. I haven't done that yet, but there you have it. So that's where I'm at. Let's see. Stop rolling. That ball of yarn really wants to run away. So you can see I have just started some of this color work right here. So that's where I'm at the moment. I'm like, all right, it's going to be stunning. And I love how that pink comes in. Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. So that is my, I don't need it, but I'm going to make it anyway hat, which is really good because I didn't pull it out immediately and just go up with needle sizes, which I should have done. So it's going to fit a little person, like a child. I'll make another one. It's okay. It's okay. I make things anyway. And one of my friends was commenting, it's like, you really haven't made a lot of hats this year. You normally really crank out the hats. You have not been doing that. So there you go. So I was gifted this wonderful hat kit. I mean, how could you call it anything else? That's the pattern. That's the yarn they use in the pattern and the colors they use in the pattern. Here, make it. Yes. Yes, I will. So there's that. All right, now we're done with all of that, and we're going to go ahead and address the elephant in the room, and that is the Cats Meow blanket. That has dominated my time this week, and that's why it was like, I did a bunch, yes and no. I did. I was working on swatching that thing, and it's not hard, but we're trying to keep it in a certain, you know, shape, the dimensions, right? Yeah, that thing. And it's been causing a lot of people some consternation. So I figured out what to do. I worked on gauge and everything, using the needles and everything that it said, way too big. I mean, we are total Goldilocks and 3 bears here. I'm just saying. And then I used a lot smaller needle. I got gauged, but I didn't like the feel of it. Too hard. Too hard, right? And then it was just too stiff. And then I used something in between, just right. But it was still going to make the blanket too big to be able to send to Camp Boggy Creek, which is what my intended purpose is, and to have a child be able to take it home. So I cut stitches off of it. Yay. So that'll just mean it goes faster for me if I'm doing 10 less stitches per row. Yes. And I also cut rows. It looks like I've removed 14 rows. I had gone through the pattern. I lined out different ones that I could remove without really affecting the shape of the cat. So I've removed 14 rows. Probably could have gotten away with removing 10, but that's all right. And I am working on that with, okay, the yarn's just a tangled mess. I mean, there's just no other way to put it, because I have, oh, I just tangled it up with my hat. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's, it's just, it is. All right, it's just down. It's on the floor. It's a mess. I mean, I've got all of these balls of yarn. Yeah, I'm using that color. I mean, it's pretty. I'm using that. So I've got all of that. I've got my, look at how that just fires. Does that not explode your brain? Yes, it does. Okay, turn this around. I can do it. I can do it. Okay, look at that. My husband still can't see the cat. He still can't. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. There's no cat in there. But there is. There's going to be. I have 70 more rows to go. Yeah, I am over just past the 1/3 mark. I passed the 1/3 mark by size wise and everything. It's about 38 inches wide and it'll be 40 something inches long. I'm not sure exactly. We'll figure that out when we get there. Okay, so that's a lot. That yarn is spectacular for this purpose. Oh my gosh, I am impressed. I'm using, this is the Hirschner's Neon Lights worsted. And then, you know, who knows? I've got 2 of these too. If I'm all kinds of squirrely, I could do two of them, right? You know, I'm working on this one right now, but I could do another one. And then the black I'm using is Big Twist Black, and they're a value yarn. This stuff right here, Big Twist value yarn, black. Very simple, very easy. Good. Acrylic yarn. It'll wash. Got it. That in here, it glows. I don't have a black light, so I can't check it, but I think it might fluoresce under a black light. I really do. I'm enjoying the pattern. What I'm doing is the pattern is charted, and a lot of people are having issues. I'm gonna set it over here. I got balls of yarn just tangled up all around me. So there are people that are having issues with that particular pattern reading the graph. If you look at it and you're like, oh, okay, 125 rows is what the whole thing is supposed to be, right? I'm going to have 111 rows because I shaved some off. But 125 rows and 110 stitches, and you're putting that graph paper on one 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. That's tiny little grids. That's hard to see, and it's hard to get on there and to count. I'm not going that route. The designer also has written out row by row. It's like, hey, this is what you're doing. This many of main color, then you switched your contrasting color for this many, then you switched your main color for this many, and then you contrasting color for this many, and guess what? You're done with that row. You know, because at the beginning you're using 4 different balls of yarn. Okay, that has been just such a lifesaver for my eyes, for my sanity. It helped me immensely when I was deciding what rows to scratch off. I had that printed off because that's only 4 pages, but I printed that off and I'm just scratching through row per row. I'm already on my 2nd page, you know, because, you know, there you go, of instructions as far as that. So that's really cool. Happy with all of that. I'm enjoying it now. It was a little cumbersome at the beginning. I've not used the stitch that was called for. It's a knotted half double crochet. It's half double crochet together. It's 2 half double crochets together. You start it in the stitch you just finished and you finish in the next stitch, and you keep doing that. So you're not increasing stitches, but it's like 2 together. Every stitch is like this. It's not hard. But the gauge was interesting. So many people were going, you know, some people were getting way smaller, but that's okay, because smaller is okay. Smaller is easy. The intended purpose is to make a blanket 35 to 40 inches wide and 40 to 50 inches long. All right, fine. If your blanket is too small, put a border around it and call it good. You can make it bigger. But if it's too big, it's too big. And then the child won't be able to take it home. They'll still use it, but they won't be able to take it home as their keepsake. I personally would like a child to be able to take that home and to love it and to cuddle it. And whatever happens to it, I just know in my heart that I've done the best job I can, and it'll be given to somebody, and hopefully it makes them smile as much as it's making me smile. Okay, it didn't make me smile at the beginning, just saying, right? But I have all these, great imaginations in my head and everything. And when people see these, they're going to be excited. And I'm really thrilled too, because the intention of this is to have a full cabin. These are being donated to Camp Boggy Creek. And this is a camp for sick children, and there's hashtags all over the internet for this. So it's being donated, and it's going to go home to one of the children. Well, the cabins have like 8 to 10 beds in them. Awesome. So when the kids get to come in, they go to whatever bed they want to, and there's a blanket on it. So they get to pick which bed, which blanket that they want to take home. There's going to be at least one cabin, maybe 2 cabins that are all going to have these cat blankets on the beds. And the kids will be able to walk into that room, that cabin, and choose which one. So we all have different takes. We're all going to make them slightly different, even though we're using the same pattern. It's going to look a little bit different, but it's going to be just such a visual effect. It's going to be amazing. I know one of the challenges last year, Jan from Alaskan Crafter, her and Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet are the ones that put on this particular challenge. But Jan did one last year where she wanted stained glass blankets, very, very high colors. And the one I did last year were these colors, like the Imkin right here. It was that slime green, that's the name of it, and hot pink, and it had an overlay of black. And it was quite the stained glass. It's a fiber spider pattern, the stained glass granny, and that was stunning. And she threw out like 4 or 5 different stained glass-esque type patterns and make one of those. And I think there's 2, maybe 3 cabins that will be all stained glass this year because of all the blankets they collected. And it was amazing to be part of that too. And that's one of the reasons why I pushed so hard on this, because I so enjoyed the challenge last year. I really, really did. And I really wanted to be part of it again this year. And we're crafters. I mean, let's face it. You give us an opportunity to give, we're going to give. That's just, we like to make things, and we like to give them away, and we like to make people smile. I mean, I'm sure there's probably a grumpy crafter out there, right? Thankfully, I've not met them. But, generally, we're just very giving, caring people. And this has been amazing because I can give to my heart's content and make as much as I want to, and I don't have to house all of it here, right? I'm here, I made it, you can have it there. And it's going to good causes, at least in my head, right? And it's a wonderful way to give back, and to have that energy directed. There's a lot of times we want to make things, we don't know where to donate them, or will they be used, or will they be appreciated. These will be appreciated. These will be used. And isn't that what we like as makers, whether we're knitting something or we're crocheting something? Yeah, that's what I like. It just makes me totally, totally thrilled. Very, very happy. Yep, just, there you go. So hopefully you're doing the same thing, and you're enjoying your crafting, whatever it is that you're doing, whichever discipline that you work on, or like me, you're chaotic and you do them all. Yeah, I hope you have a great day. With that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.